Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe. Let the games begin. It's Pro Cycling Manager, Pro Cyclist Mode, episode 51. We're in the back half of our first century of episodes. I am just 2 experience points away from leveling up to level 21. We are oh so close. I am at a fitness peak. Not at the time where I really want to be at one, actually. So a little bit worried about that. Tour de Romandie is coming up on the calendar, but before that we have Liege-Bastogne-Liege, one of the great classics. Not really suited to myself, but we'll do what we can. I'm not sure I'm going to get the opportunity to serve as team leader for this one, as it's very punchy, and I'm not a punchy rider. Warren Barguil, Miguel Angel Lopez, Chris Hamilton. Those are punchy riders on my team. So it's entirely possible that I will serve as a teammate for this one. So we'll have some work to do. It's 253 kilometers. That's another thing that does not necessarily suit me, as I don't have the greatest stamina either. So we'll see. A little past halfway, rain starting to fall, just over 100 kilometers to go. It's a lot of racing still to do, but this is the point where things are going to intensify quite a bit. It undulates throughout here in Liege-Bastogne-Liege, but you can see that the climbing is more consistent for longer distances here over the second half than the first half of the race. My task on the day, work at the head for 40 kilometers. I have done that to the exceptional level, 51 kilometers, so I am done with that work. So yes, I'm a bit more fatigued than the rest of my team, so I'm off to a bad start on that. But from now on, I can work for myself the rest of the way. Unfortunately, I will not have any teammates at all to help keep me afloat and away from drowning the rest of the way in if it rains heavily. I do have, thanks to my high fitness level and hitting this fitness peak, even though I'm only a +1 on the day, you can see that it is certainly going to give me a boost. Hills +2, stamina +3, resistance +3, acceleration's got a +1, downhill's got a +1, so all good things for an event, one of the monuments. The oldest of the monuments, Liege-Bastogne-Liege. I'm going to speed things up for a little while, as I don't expect too much excitement for a while yet. There are 4 riders, a very, very small breakaway group. They have a 4-minute lead, and partly due to the weather, quite a few wrecks. Lots of falls. There's another one. I think that was guys that were just getting up from that fall have now fallen. Again, off their bikes. That could really shake things up real quick in this race. Especially right before a climb. We could end up with a small group breaking away in a short period of time, and 3.5 minutes to the front 4. That's a pretty big advantage. But they've been out there for a long time already. Probably 130, 140 kilometers already since the breakaway formed. Let me speed things up for a little while. Michael Woods has gone down. Richie Port's gone down. There's another crash, and now all of a sudden we have just 32 riders left in the peloton, at least for the time being. Two moderately steep but short climbs, and then one very, very steep climb coming up shortly after that. Here we go. Andre Amador is out, one of the team leaders for Movistar. Oh, I'm done with my teamwork. Sorry, Hamilton. riding for me now. See if I can't squeeze into the top 10. Peloton's back together though. Or at least it was for a moment. Theoretically, it's going to stay together. Looks like we've got Quickstep, Sky, Trek, Mitchelton, Scott, all trying to lead out right now. So lots of teams with hopes of winning here. Breakaway group is down to a 3-minute lead, but that's still pretty significant with 78 kilometers to go. And what is supposedly a shrinking peloton, but we can see it's rubber banding a lot, coming together, breaking apart. Here is the steep climb. And it's all back together in this one as things stretch and pull.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Now we're starting to see the pace increase as well, and it's Chris Froome who's turning the screw at the front. So, someone like myself who in other arenas is a team leader, but in this arena works for the team. We've had a split, 23 riders. For now, I would expect it still to come back together with this far to go, but maybe not. There's always the chance that this small group will stay a small group. My entire team is here, by the way, besides Richie Porte, who crashed out earlier. So this, see there, it's back together. 58 riders. Speed it up for a little bit. Yeah, you want me to waste everything for you. I already did. 50K. You don't get more than that from me. A lot of climbing still to go. A bit of a downhill here. This is going to allow a lot of people to recover. Myself included, I'm not.
The gap is widening.
Full on
It's
at the
now
moment.
Over 2 minutes. A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
For now, we're at just 53 riders. Speed it up on this downhill here. And up we go. Somebody for the team finally went to the front. Got tired of waiting for me, apparently, to do it, but I was doing all of it already. It was time for somebody else on the team to have a turn. I know, being selfish. Well, get over it. "50 riders.
Pack's deficit is being cut back.
Our lead is shrunk a lot. This is the highest climb of the day, but it's not terribly steep, just average 6%, 4.5K. We're nearly to the top. And as we go over the top, Peloton's now 35 riders, and it's 1:09 to the breakaway group. So that breakaway group will not last a whole lot longer. And the Peloton is shrinking. So it's not coming back together any longer. We are now far enough along that it looks like we're just going to progressively get smaller and smaller. There's going to be very little chance of anyone who falls off the back now of actually latching back on to the Peloton. Still 50K to go. I mean, this is a long race. I'm still fairly fresh. This downhill has been enough for me to recover. But again, I'm starting with that deficit that will be difficult overall. I've now exceeded Richie Porte. I've now exceeded Barguil, Lopez. But Van Garderen's doing good. He's on +4 today. Fantastic. Hamilton's, of course, doing good. He is the team leader for the day, the main one. Dylan Toyn's also seen, and those are the ones that are stronger than myself right now. So Van Garderen, who's having himself a quality day in form, plus the 2 leaders. Toyn's seen as leader outsider. Senko's not going to get away. Madolo's almost caught. So Madolo was in the breakaway group. Actually, there's the entire breakaway group now. See, struggling to keep up with an 85. So here comes that real pace now. Now we're down to the last handful of climbs. Two very steep, 4 less so. 6 climbs to go. 30 riders left. 3 riders still off the front, but that's thanks to the downhill that they're just kind of cruising just ahead of us. So this group of 30 will produce the winner, and my entire team is in the group. That is an excellent sign for us. The downside for me is I don't get any team support here. I'm just a teammate for this one, and I should be doing more to help my team. Breakaway group is caught here. Going over one of the steeper sections right now of the whole race. Nearly to the top. We'll have 5 climbs left to go. See, it's definitely doing some damage. The ones that are resisting, Hamilton resisting quite well. I'm resisting quite well. Van Garderen is still doing all right, especially when he's in the running the train at the front. And Toyn's still doing okay, but I think we're going to be down to just the 4 of us here in a short while. Peloton shrinking a little bit, 28 riders now. Five climbs to go. This one is short, not steep. This will cut us down to 4 as soon as we get over this peak here in just a moment. A few riders attacking hard here. That'll do a little damage to the field. Lopez out the back. Port's out the back. 24 riders left. A little bit of a downhill here. Really one of the last couple occasions to get recovery in. "23 kilometers, 24 riders. We have 5 of them. Vergil just about done. So 4 riders, essentially out of 23, left in competition for this one. Plus, we've got these guys that are leading us out. We've got a Sky Rider, Van Garderen, another Sky Rider. So you could almost count those 4 out. Alaphilippe right there behind me. He's the favorite for the race. At an 89, I'm losing the wheel.
The rider has fallen, and he's not getting back up. It looks like he'll have to abandon the race.
I have to go 90 here to not get dropped. 20 riders, 4 get dropped.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
And Gardener's still on the front, but very much at the end of his rope now. This climb, short and steep. We'll be down to 2 after this.
And there's an attack at the front.
Hamilton attacking. That's us. No, somebody else is attacking. It's Alaphilippe. I got that backwards. 5 riders were able to escape. 5 riders were able to escape, apparently. Alaphilippe and Wellens. The other three have been caught. They're still just 14 seconds, 9 seconds. It looks like we're about to catch back up to them for the final 2 climbs. This downhill will be a little bit of recovery. Van Garderen's done. I'm not far from it, but I'm into the final 16, so I very much could be looking at a top 10 here.
10 kilometers to the finish line.
Toyne's now stepping up to help Hamilton. That should be me. Sorry. He's the other one that are trying to get into the top 10. Why is he up? Okay. Van Garderen's done, so Toynes is leading it out now. Here we go.
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
16 riders, minute and a half. Here we go. Final 6K. We're nearly to the top of this one, and then you've got that one additional final climb after a little downhill section. Going over the top, 13 riders left. I'm still in it, but I don't have much left here. Don't have much left here. Still in it, though. Still in it. Oh, and Hamilton's right here with me, so they didn't make it where they need to be. 3K. Riders on the front are taking off. Just try to relay here. Toynes, Hamilton, and I all here. I ran out of energy, and yet they are fine, and they still got dropped. There's Wellens, Alaphilippe, Yates, Youngles, Moscan, Malama. There's the favorites. Now Hamilton's going. He's giving chase. Lutsenko.
And they're off. It's going to be very fast.
Bardet.
Rider drops out.
Oh, wow. Poles just dropped out. Dylan Toynes right here with me. Alaphilippe takes the win. Youngles takes second. Moscan third. Those were the 3 favorites. And then Adam Yates, Malama, Wellens. Hamilton takes 7th. I missed the top 10 by a small margin. I'll get 13th here. That's still a really good race for me. That'll produce some decent points as we continue on the season. There's Rigoberto Uran, my former team leader. There's Van Garderen. And I did that without any team support and leading at the front for 50 kilometers. Kwiatkowski was back there. I didn't see him leading on the front, so good race. Good race. Definitely could have been better. I certainly could have had a top 10 if I had team protection instead of playing teammate role. But Chris Hamilton was definitely the man. And honestly, I should have protected him instead of riding for myself there at the end. But this is a series that's based on my rider and getting to the best and not necessarily what's best for the team. So I've got to be a little selfish here and there. So we took best team as I was that 3rd rider across the line. So we were the best trio. So at least there was that. And also, because of my work at the front, the exceptional Hamilton in 7th, which was good. I gained 19 points of progression, and that's enough to put me over the top. So we're going to have an opportunity here to level up, see what we can do. So go with that progression of attributes. Climber is the first option we're going to look at, and we can see flat, another point to mountain, which would definitely make me dominant. Hills certainly helps, as this is one of my weaker areas. Adding some stamina and 2 points to resistance looks pretty good to me. So there's a very good chance we'll go for the climber on that one. Switching to time trial, I get the exact same thing, except I get 2 points for the flat. That's even better. Sprinter, definitely not happening. Hills, not happening because we're taking away the resistance point. Cobbles for the classics. Whew, look at that for Barrador. Barrador, I lose 1 point of resistance, but I gain 4 on the flat, which certainly could be a thing. That's tempting. Stage races just balanced at 1. So, well, really what I'm down to is this time trial choice where I get +2 on flat, +2 on resistance. So actually, I'm just talking about 2 points here. So 1 point of resistance lost and gaining 2 more on the flat. I think the resistance matters a little bit more So sacrificing 2 flat points for 1 resistance point. Yes, I think that's worthwhile. So there we go. We'll use time trial. How are we looking on potential? See, nothing gets hurt. Potential goes up. Alright, so we've leveled up. We've got 2 days till the Tour de Romandie. And we'll take a look at the profile. We've got a prologue, small hill stage, sprint. That's a mountain stage. Doesn't look much like it, does it? And a time trial with a little bump in the road. It's a short time trial. I might not be team leader for this necessarily, but as I am the strongest time trialist in the team, strongest climber in the team, I should be, theoretically. We'll see. Stage 1, we'll jump right into our turn on the prologue. 14 riders until it is my turn, but we are approaching the end of this prologue. Most of the riders have gone. I at least have the team leader's number for this race. We'll see. You don't actually get objectives when it comes to a prologue. But as of right now, TJ Van Garderen is leading this thing. He's got a couple seconds over Cameron Meyer. We've also got Lopez in 7th. Tarame is 14th. This thing's got to be just about...
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages.
Little uphill section right there. And then kind of downhill towards the finish. +3 race day condition. That fitness now at 97%. Prologues +7. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize. We're going to go 99s push to the end here.
Wow, he's
Into the lead. Into the lead. That's definitely down to that +7 on the prologue. That is nice. And that's a stage victory right there. There's only one rider left after me, so I actually beat out my teammate, sorry TJ, to take the stage win and pick up the leader's jersey. Already right off the bat here at this World Tour race.
riders left behind. The tempo has slowed down. Something might be cooking.
Alright, so the breakaway group is reeled back in. I've got 75 riders in the peloton. 71 now as it continues to shrink a little bit more. It's popping back for the 21, but I would imagine it's going to get back up there. We've got 2 climbs left to go. Unfortunately, this little pop-up message, I can't make that go away. Do like the videos from today I learned, though. Alright, so here's what's left. Apparently, I'm the favorite for the stage, and I think I know why. They decided that today I am God. Maybe not God, but God amongst bike riders. They have me at a +5 race day condition. That fitness peak is really boosting me out, and plus winning that first stage has given me this healthy boost. So it's just hills, so I'm looking at about an 83. And this is not one of those races where all of the guys that were just there at the LBL Liege-Bastogne-Liege that we were just dealing with, there's no Alaphilippe here or anything like that. So what's going to happen here is it's going to be up to me, apparently, to do something, and I'm just going to try to step things up and put some pressure on. This is the section that it's a bit better to do something to split up the field, as there are 69 riders here. Van Garderen is doing some damage now, and I think I'm going to tone it down some, but I wanted to... Well, now I don't have any support on that, so let me just ease off, and we'll go from there. this is not where I'm going to win this race. It could be where I lose it, though, if I do too much. So I put myself in recovery, and that's fine. Van Garderen himself is recovering a little bit. Quintana, are you trying to attack? Apparently not. Got the peloton down to 23 riders, though. And at the moment, I'm climbing without any issues whatsoever. And Gardner trying really hard to keep up with me. He's probably giving me the slightest amount of protection, so that's good.
We've got 15 kilometers to the finish line.
In between stages, I'll be able to make this message go away, but this is one of those odd games where if you click off the screen at all, it does not come back. And now it's a group of three riders. It's Quintana and Rapaciro. Rapaciro is the best hill climber here, and then it's Nairo Quintana. I mean, come on. Everybody knows Quintana. And do I want to use my gel yet or save it for the final climb? I'm almost to the top here, so I'll save it for the final climb. I'll be able to recover on the descent. I'll stay at my 86. We're up already well over a minute to a chase group of 13. I'm going to try to set relay here, and we'll set it at about an 84. See if maybe, just maybe, no, these guys are not willing to work with me right now, but I am in recovery anyway. 10K to go. Go ahead and use my gel here. Alright, so it's gradual here for a little bit. Once I get around this corner, it will ramp up a bit. We'll have one flat section. Two flat sections, actually. The finish line's on a flat. And then some uphills. Not too bad overall. Now, what I need to do here is, with a minute 17, if I attack too hard, I'm in trouble. So it's about time that these guys... Spiro trying to go for it on his own. So the moment I let up, he tries to attack. That makes sense. And then Quintana just making me do the work. Suppose that makes sense. I am the favorite. Let's back off some here. I am catching up to Respiro. And Quintana not left behind. Pretty sure it looked like he was about to be left behind. Respiro attacking again.
They keep on attacking. Anyone that's low on gas definitely won't be able to keep up.
Don't, don't leave me. I need this energy. Ooh, we're gonna catch, yes, we're catching him. Okay, recover. Please, thank you. Please and thank you. Quintana's behind, so it's Rapaciro and I now. Where is he in the standings? 20 seconds behind me in the standings right now. Did I go too early? No. And he's definitely not getting 20 seconds. Is he going to get the stage? No, I am. Yes. Oh, all right. Now that comes down to that race day condition, absolutely, because this is not somewhere where I should have just been able to ride away from all or most of the field. Two riders with me. The good thing for me is Rapaciro tried to take off on his own and didn't have enough to pull away from me. Gradually brought him back in, and then at that point he kind of forced his hand, and he had to do some of the work. So Quintana, of course, finishes third, a little ways back. Kruijswijk, the next best, there in fourth. Tom Dumoulin, who should be my biggest challenger because of the time trialing ability, finishes seventh, a little ways behind. I don't know exactly where he'll be on time. TJ Van Garderen does a good job for the team to come in 11th. That'll definitely keep me on top of the overall standings. So we'll move on to stage 3, which I believe the next two stages are both sprint stages, so we'll kind of skip right to the end of both of those.
Apparently, they all managed to set off again. There's an attack in the group at the front.
Multiple crashes have split up the peloton here late in stage number 3. It's a sprint stage. We're getting a glimpse at the finish line. You can see just how hard it's raining, and that's obviously the reason for the crashes. I can see the overall, well, that's the young rider standings, but I have 24 seconds over Rapaciro. I've got well over a minute to Quintana, and over 2 minutes to everybody else in the field for the overall. Breakaway group of 3 riders is down to just a minute on their lead with 22 kilometers left in this one. And my team got caught out a bit. Barguil was in that last crash, and he has withdrawn, and I have just been caught up in a crash as well. As we come around this corner, they go down in front of me, and we're collecting a whole bunch more riders, and this is splitting that field up. I've got Tarme with me, at least.
The finish will seem a long way off. It looks like the pack has bitten the dust collectively, but the riders would seem to be okay to carry on.
We have a bit of a gap here, 1 minute. 1 minute to the front with just 17k to go. This could shake this race up quite a bit, and give Rapaciro a shot. This could give Quintana a shot to get back into this. Breakaway group is now caught, but my group is still giving chase. And we're a minute behind. See, there's the gap. It's right there. We can still make it. Come on, guys. Inside a minute. Inside a minute. We're almost there. And we're coming back. Yes. Okay. 11k to go, and they sat up. But here goes an attack. No, it's not an attack. Or is it? Boy, it sure looks like... Yes, there are 5 riders off the front now. Matthews, Kwiatkowski, Kachard, Markovic, De Boist.
The riders are closing on the last 8 kilometers of the stage, which will most likely...
And they've been reeled back in for now. There's Dumoulin. 7k to go. Small peloton for a sprint stage. And again, attempts to attack here. It's like somebody's trying to ride off on their own. There's not a lot of pure sprinters at this race at all, so that could be a reason for this. We've got just over 4k left, just 32 or 41 riders, whatever. They can't make up their mind. And there we go, 3k to go, 3k to go. Start pushing towards the front, just over 1k to go.
And there goes the mad burst for the final sprint.
And now we sprint it out.
You can read the pain on the
Kwiatkowski, De Boist really going for it. There's your top 2. Here comes Michael Matthews really late to the party. He'll get 3rd. It's Kwiatkowski for the win. I've got 4th place in the bag here. No bonus seconds, but 4th place, really? That's what happens when you're in form, I guess. Next stage is another sprint stage. No change to the standings. I'll still be at the top, but let's see if any of the big players were missing. Well, Quintana's here. Rapaciro's here. That's really what we're down to. So, next stage.
The breakaway continues to look better by the second. It could work.
Just 12k left to go, and the breakaway will win this race. It was down to about 4 minutes, but it looked like we weren't going to catch him, and everybody backed off once it became apparent that they were going to win, and now they're out to over 8 minutes. There is no threat in the breakaway. There's no threat in the breakaway to the overall race lead. The highest placed in the breakaway is William Barta, and he is 15 minutes behind. So I will have plenty of time over him as we go forward. So 7 kilometers for us till the finish line. 1 kilometer for the breakaway group.
There goes the mad burst for the final sprint. Another victory for his record of achievements.
And
He was able to
Benoit
handle the pressure
takes the
put
win.
on him by his
Barta
fellow
takes
Spaniards.
2nd. Halfway through the stage, 76 kilometers left to go, but this is where things get interesting. This is a stage for the climbers. It's not a great stage for the climbers, but it's a decent one. The best climb, though, is coming up right now. You can see the rest of the way it's not that bad. It's going to be hard to leave much of the field behind. And the only way I'm going to do anything now, well, I've got protection from Tarame. So Paige, you're going to go infinite relay, and you're going to push and give it whatever you've got. I want to do some damage to the field here. And Billy, you're still not even getting to the front right now. Well, you're not a climber, but... There we go. Now he's starting to push towards the front. And apparently he's getting some support from the team. So there you go. Lopez is actually outdoing him right now. I didn't want to use them yet. I wanted to use Paige on this first climb, as Paige is the weak climber. But if Lopez is outdoing Paige's pace, then that's okay. Oh, Lopez is just actually protecting me. So it is Paige who's leading us out right now. But he's just about done here. And you see now he's starting to slip back. The plus. So it doesn't matter based on condition.
They really are moving. The pack can't get strung out too far, or it's going to start breaking up.
Others leading it out now, going stronger than an 84 apparently. Movie Star going for it. Monte Group Gobert going for it. Now the Plus is starting to move towards the front here. Still not even ahead of me, and I'm just cruising along. I'm at a 74. Breakaway group was quite large, but you can also see that it has split up a good bit. We're starting to get a little bit of a snow mix here at the top.
There's reports of a group of riders taking a tumble, but apparently they all managed to set off again. The riders
all right, we'll go back to auto now.
Is known to be very dangerous.
62 riders left in the peloton as of now. Some of that will come back. There's 3 back already, but definitely not all. Some of the pack will stay behind, especially when they're still not even to the top of the climb yet. So we did away with some, which is what my objective was here, because I'm strong. And the more we do away with their teammates, the stronger we'll be. Paige, no loss to me, and I've got the rest of my team. Besides Warren Barguil, he's going to be out for a little while. He had some type of fracture. I haven't gone in to look specifically what his injury is, but he'll be out until June, and we are early April right now.
It looks like he'll have to abandon the race. A ball has just happened in the
Other riders are out as well. The wet weather here throughout this race has removed quite a few competitors, and we are starting to go uphill again here, but it's definitely not steep at this point.
The team leaders have their minds fixed on today's goal.
56K. I'm going to speed things up for a little bit because there's definitely not going to be any action in the short term here. 19 riders left off the front. Another withdrawal. Asmus now. I think that might have been a pacing one. Potentially. He was definitely a ways behind. There's the first handful of riders from the breakaway group. And now things are starting to get a little bit steeper, so I'll stay at ×2 on the speed for a little while. Just 49 riders left in the peloton. And shrinking regularly, 41. Three climbs total left on the day. Plenty of downhill. Plenty of false flats in between this climb and the next climb. A reversal of that going into the final climb. Team's a little bit more fatigued than I would expect them to be at this point in time. There's 29 riders left, but I suppose that's the damage that's being done here as a whole, and that's the reason why I'm the leader and the favorite. Go over the top. Front of the field. 3.5 minutes away still, so It's actually not a guarantee that the stage win is a possibility yet. And it's going to require a little bit of recovery from my team here. Speed it up again. Point standings, I've got a 10-point lead in that competition. I'm second or third in the mountain climbers right now. Ooh, big fall to the back. Could be bad for those guys. I'm still full strength there, 30k to go. I don't quite like the amount of water that's left. Might be out of water on that final climb here at this rate. Alright, we'll slow it down here. Final 2 climbs. 28 riders. Still pretty good gap to the front. And they've got some decent numbers. My guys have recovered a bit, but not fully. I'll probably be on my own for that final climb, but they should be able to get up and over this one. Or just about anyway. And I think what I'm going to do here is, once again, we're going to go infinite relay to plus. Do your worst. Make them hurt. We've picked up 2 from the breakaway group, but we're shrinking. 36, 35.
There's a breakaway in the leading group.
30 left, 28. There's the top. There's a lot of the breakaway group now. 23. I'm fresh. I'll definitely recover on the descent. The plus is done. Took the pace out a little bit. Tarame is trying to get above him, but not quite getting that job done. There we go. Just 23 riders now.
They're heading downhill, so they've got to make sure to keep warm and make no mistakes
And
on
the
their
plus
trajectory.
keep some pressure on. Set him to a 94 infinite relay. I want you to relax for a little bit. Oh, there you go. Lopez going to get water now. Not a good time for that. And a waste of energy. But I don't have control of him at the moment.
10
Okay, there we
kilometers
go.
remaining.
The plus really pushing now. Let's bring that down a little bit. Gonna last a few more meters here on the descent. Okay, now give it whatever your 99 is now that you have no energy. I'm going to switch Lopez to being my guy. Lopez, thank you. Van Garderen,
It's a puncture.
join the relay party.
Only 5 kilometers left.
Okay, pace. Now we've got some other riders putting some pace up, so there you go. Final climb, final climb. Jenny is Cameron Meyer.
Counterattack by Romain Bardet.
Several riders are on the ground, but it doesn't look too
Now I'm just riding comfortably. Peloton's shape is continuously changing as we're catching breakaway riders. I've still got my team here, a little bit anyway.
Oh, the list of those left behind goes on.
And now there's just 5 riders here. I'm going to use my gel here. And my team support is basically done. Rapaciro, the only one. Keep it up. And Lopez. And now I'm starting to ride off on my own. Towards the finish. 1 kilometer to go. Attack a bit harder here. There's the finish. Breakaway group does take it, but I'm going to be up here near the top. Baldemiro takes the win. I'm starting my sprint here. Pier Filippo. Hugh Carthy takes third. I get fourth again. Mikel Landa from the breakaway. Rapaciro, the highest finisher, and Nairo Quintana giving chase. I don't know if there's going to be time gaps or not. Technically, I got away by about 15 seconds. We'll see if I'm able to get that sort of time gap or whether we're all going to be on the same time. But either way, I'm set up nicely for a potential race win. Take a look at the standings briefly before we enter the final stage, which is about 15 kilometers and a simple time trial. Pretty basic one. A little bit of a climb in it. Let's get to those results. Field really spread out here. Still quite a few riders coming across. Page is half an hour behind. Finished 124th. The rest of my team's scattered all over the top 50. Even Deplus, who I used up pretty early, finished in 36th. There we go, that's everybody. So, no stage win here, but technically I won the stage, at least outside of the breakaway. And there we go, 10-second gap to everyone behind. So I'll pick up a little bit more time. That puts me at 34 seconds over Rapaciro, and 11 over Quintana, 246 to Meyer. Dumoulin, my biggest competitor time trial-wise, is going to be 247 down. That's looking pretty good. Sprint, on top by 15 points. Mountains, I'm out of it. That finish line, that victory there, got him a ton of points. I don't even think he was in the competition before this stage. Young riders, just one competitor left, and as a team we are third. Final stage, and we are ready to get rolling. Starts with a bit of an uphill here through the first sector. See, it's a little bit steep, and then downhill to the finish line. It's just over 15 kilometers, and we are already on that ascent. Try 78 here. Really? 10%? Okay, 11% gradient there. Stupid than I expected. 12, 13%. I'm probably doing pretty good with this 78. I might even push a little bit more. 79 here. Got plenty of energy to spare. Van Garderen right now, third fastest. Lopez, fourth fastest. So they're both up there. Zacharin's got the best time at 23:35. Vincent Bachmann in second. Chris Froome just came across in fourth. Here's my nearest competitor, the only person who's got much of a chance of catching me, and you can see that I'm clearly catching up to him as of right now. Nearly to the top. I'm getting a little bit worried about how much energy I've used, but we'll recover a lot. How far up are we? 32 seconds ahead of Dumoulin. Alright, a little bit easier through this flat section. Lose a few seconds there, but only a few seconds. Give me a decent chance to recover to be able to push for the finish line, hopefully.
The best time has fallen still further.
Alright, who is it? Dumoulin? Yes. 23:17 for Dumoulin. That's the time to beat. And now I've got some energy to burn as we head towards the finish line. Just under 2K to potentially win this race. 1K to win this race. Here we go. Here we go. What's it going to be? Do I get a stage? Do I get the overall? I'm definitely ahead of second place. And there it is. Yes. Yes. That race day condition obviously helped. So I got stage and the overall race win. That is 3 stage wins plus the overall here at the Tour de Romandie. That is 4 victories earned. Next up is the Giro d'Italia. Tom Dumoulin takes second on the stage. Zach ran third. The overall, I win by a minute. 41 over Rapaciro. 2:07 over Quintana. Dumoulin moves up to 4th place. Cameron Meyer drops to 5th. Enric Mas, Bardet, Gediez, Formulo, and Mikel Landa round out the top 10. Mountain. No points there. I get the points jersey as well. Best Young Rider jersey. And we actually move into the overall team win, coming largely off of my success, but also being helped out with Lopez and Van Garderen both doing well in that time trial as well. So we're going to see where we're at now on the season. That is going to be a really, really good points haul for this race. $73 points of progression. We went all the way from just hitting, just starting the level to a quarter of the way through it already. And there's that Giro coming up. Looking on the results. In the standings, this should put us back on top. No, it does not. Simon Yates is still the World Tour points leader. But look how big the gap is over Alaphilippe in 3rd, who just moved up a lot with the Liege-Bastogne-Liege win. Moved up 24 places for him. I bet you we're on top of Super Prestige. Yes, we are. Not by a massive margin, but we're definitely on top there. So 1,707 points at this point. That moves us up from 3rd place. Back in the lead. Victories, I've got a clear edge. That's my 11th of the year. 4 of those from that one race with the 3 stage victories plus the overall. All counting. As a team, we are 3rd in the World Tour. 2nd in Super Prestige, just behind, 20 points behind Movistar. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe. And tune in next time on my Road to the Record, where we start the Giro d'Italia with a prologue-ish. Bye for now.